Hey guys, and welcome to the glories of the battlefield. I'm a rubber duck of war, but today we're not showcasing a game featuring myself, no sirree. This was actually a training game, and it's going to be good fun between the forces of Khorne, which is a player I'm actually training to get into the multiplayer scene, up against Logic_EU and his disgusting bear BLOB. This is a really nasty Kislev build in general. You don't even need the majority of the army. It is simply this combination. So we'll start with the Kislev army first. They do have a load of armored corsairs. They got some Tsar Guard, looks like 2 units, one of which is the Regiment of Renown, and some light corsairs in the back with spears. We don't care about any of them though. The real powerhouse combo for Kislev in this land battle matchup is the Patriarch for that glorious healing and melee attack buff. You then stack them with an Elemental Bear and Boris Urson. It is so hard to take down. Then on top of that, you add a glorious Frost Maiden and you bring the spell Heart of Winter. It looks like the Kislev players actually bought 2 spells here, but you only really need the Heart of Winter to burn infantry, and this powerhouse can kill most single entities and most infantry, to be honest, in the Khorne roster. It is really scary stuff. For the Khorne player, we have some Furies up in the skies. Looks like they are taken to the flanks, looking to delve into the enemy back line. We also have a load of Flesh Hounds. So it looks like they were expecting some chariots, perhaps, looking to use the mass of the Flesh Hounds to pin them in place alongside Spawn, which are a really nice answer in general to those pesky light war sleds. 1, 2, 3 Spawn. We have a mixture of halberds and basic warriors in the main battle line. I definitely would approve of some more bloodletters in here, whipping around the flanks. They're also fantastic armor-piercing damage dealers, can really rip and tear into basically everything Kislev has to offer. They can tear down war bears, war sleds, if they're pinned in place, and do some really lovely work. With a Cultist of Khorne down on the low ground, as well as a Herald of Khorne, let's get this battle underway and started. We're about to get a big breath attack go down the line from the Elemental Bear. Pretty gnarly shot, not quite down the ranks, still does some pretty solid damage, taking off about a quarter HP of that unit of Chaos Warriors, who will certainly struggle up against the Tsar Guard as well as the great weapons. So the Flesh Hound and Fury play is going to have to be top notch today, getting some big rear attacks to drag down the enemy. Looks like the armored corsairs are going to be pistol whipping a little bit, unleashing hell, deadly salvos into the heavily armored warriors, who raise their shields in defiance, trying to push through, gritting their teeth as blood wells in their boots. They're still going to move forward. And it looks like Kislev are also going to take the fight to the enemy. They've had enough of sitting around, and it's going to be a furious charge in the front. Big shots come in. The Warriors are going to be able to make it to the front line, but the armored corsairs are simply going to whip out those great weapons and start piercing their way through heavily armored Chaos Warriors. They are now starting to stack up. The Elemental Bear, as well as Boris, looks to be floating out to this side to take down the enemy general, who's quite nasty at taking down infantry himself, particularly if he buffs up with the nearby homies. Lovely rear attacks are coming in with the Flesh Hounds. It looks like they've got the Locust of Wrath popped on them as well. And my god, the Tsar Guard again deleted by the Flesh Hounds. That's insane. I guess it was a rear attack. Now they've stabilized themselves a little bit. They are punching back relatively effectively. We can see the disgusting Kislev blob has formed on itself here, and we're going to get a lovely, lovely Shard Blade go down. I wouldn't mind also seeing a Heart of Winter on top of this to really kind of push in the blade into the wound pretty deep. Flesh Hounds are constantly cycle charging into the back. Love to see this. They're shutting down the Tsar Guard. Looks like the Spawn are also starting to wrap up and around at some of these the half blades there to try to surround them and beat them back. And all through the front line, Khorne is doing it relatively effectively. Apart from this left-hand side now, halberds are engaged. They're doing a pretty decent job up against Boris. There's also a double Spawn here, but in comes a really nasty Heart of Winter. That's going to do massive, massive damage to this halberd unit. And it looks like the Herald of Khorne is in a really sticky situation. He's not quite able to get out of here. He's being pinned in place, been shoved up the bum of an Elemental Bear. And I can speak from experience, you do not want to be shoved up the bum of an Elemental Bear. And he's getting his ass handed to him, particularly Boris nearby. Boris hits like an absolute truck and can certainly delete units. More cycle charging in the rear here. Flesh Hound's going to be surrounding the half blades, looking to drag them down. In a really big fat surround here. This unit is fighting back to back. Brother to brother. Hold the line. Boris will come for us. We must hold out. Boris will come is what they're telling themselves. Boris, on the other hand, has his own bigger fish to fry. He's currently eating that Herald of Khorne. Nom 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 nom. And I think Torx Brass will tell you that's a bad idea. But Horn of Khorne does go down. The Herald is beating back the Elemental Bear relatively effectively here. The Spawner Rampage and the Furies attempted cycle charge. But the hero blob with the Elemental Bear is so strong here. And it's still holding the line. Furies are doing a lovely bit of cycle charging, bouncing down on the Tsar God, who are only being kept in the game at the moment. due to their love of their country, and they're fighting. The Kislev runs in their veins. They're not likely to run away anytime soon. Fleshhounds do bomb rush into them, though, get a lovely surround. The middle has been punctured. Looks like Chaos Warriors were able to be victorious. However, the Zargard Regiment Renowned continue to hold the line. They're going to get yet another rear attack here. They're completely surrounded once more. Once they thought they could get a little bit of respite, no siree. They're up to 49 kills here. And only 600 value, though. And they're holding the line, at least. It's just something they can certainly do rather well. Looks like the Frost Maiden was focused down, which is good to see. They are keeping it in the game just about, though. And they have popped standard ground on them. Patriarch's also getting a little bit wounded. Boris is now being jumped, but you really need to take out these elements one by one. First and foremost, you kill the Patriarch or the Ice Witch. The Frost Maiden is a pain in the butt because she does Hearts of Winter, and she is the most killable. So you can take her down. Patriarch, of course, heals, so you definitely wait him off the field next, and then you must work on Boris and the Elemental Bear afterwards. It looks like the Frost Maiden has indeed broken, which is lovely play here with the Cultist as well as the Furies. Halberds are attempting to chase the Elemental Bear, but Boris does hear the cry of his loyal Zargard and actually rides over to come save them. Patriarch leads the charge, announcing Boris's arrival, and it looks like the Zargard do just about hold because of that. Halberdiers will be good against everything in this combat here, though, and we do have more spawn moving up and around, looking to get some juicy flank attacks in here. Fleshhounds are able to jump onto the armored Corsairs. We have more Fleshhounds who have just been cycle charging all day. I must admit, I've been very impressed with the Khorne cycle charge in this game. They've got some lovely surrounds on, but I don't know if it's going to matter. Kislev are so nasty for Khorne to deal with in land battles, I find. And yeah, the Zargard about to get jumped here by the Fleshhounds. Spawn doing a decent job alongside their halberd brethren here. The Elemental Bear is duking out. Looks like the Cultist was able to dispatch the Frost Maiden once more, and now the Fleshhounds are going to be jumping on top of her, looking to finish her off for good. Unfortunately, the Cultist does go down. That Elemental Bear is very, very healthy. Chaos Furies are finishing off armored Corsairs. However, there are Zargard as well. Return to the battlefield. Looks like the Furies want to get down and dirty with them. Don't blame them. And they want to, try and force them off the battlefield as quickly as possible. Frost Maiden is continuing to be jumped by the Fleshhounds. There's still a decent amount of Fleshhounds left on the battlefield, but there's really not that much infantry or punch left for Khorne. They've been slowly ground down here, and it looks like the Zargard will fight to the bitter end. They're getting the heal, they're getting the melee attack buff, and they are currently up to 93 kills. Only 990 value, which is a little bit underwhelming, sadly. And now we have a few haggard units of Fleshhounds jumping around, desperately trying to break these goddamn Zargard. They never break, they never flee, we shall never retreat, we know no failure. As they see countless bodies on the ground, they're continuing to scrap it out to the bitter end. So it looks like the Khorne forces are starting to dissipate and go back to the Foul Realms from once they arrived. And yeah, only 15 models are left on the Zargard. But they are just about... No, they retreat! No! Oh, I was bigging you up, Zargard. They actually flee and insult their ancestors by retreating away from the spawn. Some would say they deserve the rest. I say no. They are cowards and they deserve to be slaughtered as such. Very well played to these two lads. It was an awesome game. And yeah, quite a tough matchup for sure. And just to see what your guys' opinions are on this kind of disgusting little blob of heroes. It is so gnarly with the mass amount of healing you can do. And even someone like Scarbrand cannot take on Boris and an Elemental Bear at the same time, particularly when supported by a glorious Patriarch. Zargard, I thought, did a decent job as well. They held the line for a long time, which is good to see. Lovely cycle charging from the Fleshhounds. The build just lacks a little bit of punch. Definitely to see some more bloodletters in here, and they would have been able to carve through some of the characters a little bit swifter. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to leave a big fat juicy thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new around here, as it really does help the channel grow. We're getting very close to the 10,000 subscriber mark, which is pretty damn cool. Feel free to comment down below what you thought of the battle, and there's a load of links down below to Twitch, Patreon, and Discord. Patreon is where you can support the channel. A massive shout out to my Patrons and YouTube members. They're the ones who keep the channel going. And also, there's a link down below to my Discord where you can submit replays, get involved in live streams, and generally chill out with a cool community of people. Until next time, guys, peace, peace, and as always, stay awesome.